The following program is hosted by Fox Communities Credit Union. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Good afternoon and welcome in to another edition of Bringing It to You Straight answers to your financial questions with Fox Communities Credit Union. I'm Hayley Tenpass, broadcasting from the Myron Construction Studio. Coming up a little later in the show, we will introduce you to Darcy Martinez, a mortgage loan officer, to answer some of those questions that come along with your mortgage. And stick around for our fraud segment. Heidi Kiecker joins us once again to help us bust those scammers out there and to be smarter than those scammers as well. But right now, we are getting you in tune to a fun event that is back this summer. We're talking Bike to the Beat. Fox Communities Credit Union bringing back this community-focused bike ride and mini music festival coming up Saturday, August 7th, so mark those calendars. And joining us to fill us in on what to expect this year is Heather Wessley, Community Engagement Manager and Event Organizer at Fox Communities Credit Union. Hi, Heather. Welcome back to Focus Fox Valley.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Great to see that Bike to the Beat is back on. Tell us about the planning that went into this year. Yeah.
Right? Isn't it feel good to have events back again?
Yes.
Oh, we are so excited to bring Bike to the Beat back. We're gonna have it not only in person this year, but we're also gonna have it virtually. So some new things that we're gonna work on for this year to make sure it's a great experience for all that are a part of it.
I love that. And that's what a lot of events seem to be doing. And I really think this is a great way to reach potentially even more people than you'd hope for.
Right, exactly. I mean, having that virtual option kind of gives you that flexibility to still enjoy the great route that we have set up for Bike to the Beat, but without having to deal with multiple riders around you. So, it's a little bit more of that comfort level for those that, aren't quite ready to be around thousands of your closest friends on August 7th.
Yeah.
So the virtual option, you can still ride that same route, but you can ride that route anytime between August 8th and August 31st. And you still get the cool Bike to the Beat T-shirt, and you get a swag bag, and inside that swag bag are coupons and offers from some of the participating restaurants that are vendors of Bike to the Beat, so you can still even get that great experience with those restaurants on the virtual route.
Yeah, Heather, fill us in on, I guess, the magic of Bike to the Beat and how it does pair, obviously, taking a fun bike ride, but also brings in these local restaurants and businesses and some music, too.
Exactly. The uniqueness of Bike to the Beat is that it's family-friendly. It's a ride, not a race. And so you can choose from multiple routes. You can go as little as 5 miles or as many as 57 miles. And what makes it really unique is that we have multiple local restaurants that are all donating food and their time to be part of this event. And then we work really closely with our friends at Mile of Music, where we have artists that are in town for the mile. They are playing at all the food stops throughout the route.
So much fun. And I've been to the home base of one of these events before. It's been here at Woodward Radio in the past. And the energy of this event, Heather, is top notch. You love seeing those smiles from people as they return and they tell you which bands were their favorites. It's really a special event.
It really is. It just, people are so excited and everyone's in a great mood. We have like the best riders. I've volunteered a lot of events across the area, and they're all great to be a part of. But this one, I've never had so many people just thank us for our time for volunteering and putting this event together. People are very grateful and just excited to be part of the event and part of the excitement of the day.
So, Heather, how do people get involved? I understand you've got some deadlines coming up for people to maybe save some money. How can they sign up?
Yep. So right now, registration is open, so you can go to biketothebeat.com to register. Right now, we have our early bird pricing going on at only $10 per rider. Those prices do go up to $20 per rider starting June 20th. And then we have another price jump on July 5th where it's $25 per rider. And then the day before the day of the event, it is $30 per rider. Whether you're paying $10 or $30 is still an amazing deal. And every penny of that registration goes to a newly created foundation that the credit union started called the Fox Cares Foundation. So all that money goes back to the community in grants for helping with hunger, homelessness, and the arts.
Wow, I love that give back opportunity. So your money's going to a good organization and a cause, and that is our community. That's right back into the helping hands of our community. So love to hear that, Heather.
Absolutely.
Where can people go to sign up, to maybe learn more, to maybe think about being part of Bike to the Beat?
Yep. So you can go right to the biketothebeat.com website. There's information on how to register. There's information about who the sponsors are, so you have an idea of some of the food that's going to be out there. We have 2 starting locations this year, one at Christ the King Church in Combined Locks, right in front of the Kimberly High School there, and one at the Abbey in Deep Pier. So you have the option to choose from either place to leave from, and there's suggested start times depending on how many miles you'd like to ride. You'll also find in there that maybe if bike riding isn't your thing, and you want to volunteer, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities available. We don't quite have registration, or not registration, but the volunteer opportunities ready to go live, but it will be this week. So keep checking back. We would love to have you volunteer and be a part of this really fun community event.
We cannot wait. Mark your calendar. Saturday, August 7th. It is Fox Communities Credit Union's Bike to the Beat. Visit biketothebeat.com for more information. Heather Wessley, great to talk with you once again. Thank you for sharing those details with our listeners today.
Thanks so much. You guys take care, and we hope to see you out on August 7th.
Sounds great. All right. Heather Wessley, again, Community Engagement Manager and Event Organizer with Fox Communities Credit Union. We are here. It is our hour of keep bringing it to you straight here on Focus Fox Valley. We are going to keep things rolling coming up. We are talking all about mortgages. Darcy Martinez is joining us next here on Bringing It to You Straight. And we are back with more of Bringing It to You Straight here on WHBY. Joined now on the line by Darcy Martinez, a mortgage loan officer with Fox Communities Credit Union. A little background on Darcy. Darcy joined Fox Communities Credit Union in 2018, brings more than 20 years of mortgage and financial experience, including mortgage loan processing, origination, underwriting, and closing. And this extensive background really enables Darcy to walk clients at Fox through the home loan process, and then from beginning to end, help them with ease and confidence as well. We also know that Darcy is a Green Bay native, and she is able to assist clients with their home loans and provide additional resources and professional referrals from within the community. And in her personal time, she loves spending time with her 3 kids, 4 grandkids, and the family pet, Bruno. Good afternoon to you, Darcy. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, great to meet you and to learn a little bit more about your background. You've been doing this a long time.
Yes, I have. A couple decades.
Wow. Well, we are excited to have your wealth of knowledge with us today on Bringing It to You Straight. So we're going to talk about some good questions that home buyers should be considering, and we're going to just dive right in here. Of course, before you get that mortgage loan, Darcy, you need to be pre-qualified. So what is pre-qualification?
I would compare a pre-qualification to similar to an instant approval. It's based on information that's provided to us from a borrower. We do pull credit, so a full credit report is reviewed, and we just start to determine how much somebody can afford to purchase, what their buying power is.
Why should a buyer take the time to get pre-qualified, and is there a cost involved?
No cost involved at all. It's a complimentary service we provide, and I kind of mentioned it a moment ago. It's to help determine their buying power.
All right, and that's a lot of power right now for people in the market to get a home. So, what do you think maybe is on the list of things that should not be done before people are considering buying a house?
I would say stay away from large ticket new purchases. Not to take out any new loans. Limit your applying for any type of credit cards, any credit applications. I would avoid.
So really just focus on the home mortgage.
Yes, and not taking on any more new debt.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about home inspections. Are those required by lenders? Should people get home inspections?
We highly recommend them. However, they are not required. Typically by lenders, don't require them. We do highly recommend them, though.
Okay, and then what if you find out maybe the home is located in some concerning areas, for example, a flood zone or something like that?
Well, with a flood zone, you can still move ahead and purchase the home. Lenders will just require flood insurance.
Okay.
It's an additional cost to your mortgage payment each month.
All right. We're talking with Darcy Martinez today, a mortgage loan officer with Fox Communities Credit Union. Let's talk about maybe questions to consider asking the seller. Should you ask the seller why they're leaving, and why is that important?
Normally, you don't have a lot of communication with the seller when you're a buyer, especially if there's a realtor involved. So I think that'd be a really great question to discuss with the realtor that the buyer is working with. I can think of many reasons you might want to know why the seller is leaving, but that would be a really great question to talk to your realtor about.
Okay, yeah. Realtors are a really important part of this process as well, and they can oftentimes direct you to a mortgage loan officer like Darcy. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the difference between fixed rates, Darcy, and an adjustable rate mortgage. Some big terms here.
Sure. A fixed rate mortgage would be a loan where the rate stays the same for the life of the loan, and an adjustable rate mortgage, the rate can adjust. So, for example, if you take out a 5-year adjustable rate mortgage, your rate would remain the same for 5 years, but after 5 years, the rate can adjust.
And when can people start locking in an interest rate?
If you're purchasing a home at the time you have an accepted offer and you have a property address for us, we can lock in your interest rate right away.
Oh, wow, that quick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Another part of this process, of course, Darcy, is credit scores. Why do credit scores matter when you're looking to buy a house?
Well, credit score affects the pricing on an interest rate. So a higher credit score can definitely get you a better interest rate, and it can also help you qualify for a lower down payment program. Maybe put a little bit less money down on a house.
Okay. And is there a minimum credit score requirement?
Yes, especially if you are putting less than 20% down, we would have to have a 620 credit score, and if private mortgage insurance would be needed.
Okay. So what if you're thinking, oh, no, I don't think my credit score is that high? What factors might have impacted that score?
Very important is timely payment history. So paying your bills on time, paying credit card payments on time, auto loans on time, length of credit history, how long you've had credit, how long you've been paying on a credit card or an auto loan, credit card usage, that plays a factor in a person's credit score as well.
And Darcy, if you see someone with a low credit score, do you offer suggestions on ways that they can improve that?
Oh, yes. I advise people often on how they can make their credit score healthier.
Yeah. What is the
feedback? For sure, we can help.
Yeah. What is the feedback on that, and what do they say to you when you kind of give them advice or walk them through that?
I have had some of the most loyal clients, borrowers, from advising them on their credit and how to improve their credit, taking them from not being able to qualify to one day buying a home.
Yeah.
So they're very appreciative.
And
it's rewarding for me too.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be quite the journey to be able to see somebody who maybe not quite there, give them some suggestions, some feedback, and see them improve that and maybe eventually buy a home.
Yes, it's a very rewarding process.
How often should people be checking their credit score, Darcy?
I would say we recommend about once a year.
Once a year. And where can
unless they feel something has happened and they'd want to check it sooner than that.
Sure. And where could they go to check that?
Annualcreditreport.com is one that we recommend.
Annualcreditreport.com. We've mentioned this one here on Bringing It to You Straight in the past, and this is free, isn't it?
It is a free service, yes. You can go right online and do it.
So you could check it every day if you really wanted to.
I think they give the credit score possibly just once a year,
okay.
I believe.
Okay.
But there are 3 bureaus you can check with, so it is possible to get your score from all 3 bureaus.
Perfect. We're talking with Darcy Martinez, mortgage loan officer with Fox Communities Credit Union. This is Bringing It to You Straight. I want to ask you about, obviously a lot of times people are in many different changing seasons in life. What about jobs? How can job time potentially impact applications when purchasing a home?
Well, we like to have a full 2-year history of employment. We actually have to have that on a mortgage application. But if there was, some things happen in life, and if somebody's been out of the workforce for a while and returning, then they underwriting looks for 6 months working back in the workforce.
Okay, so that's important to keep in
mind.
Full-time. Yeah.
Working
full time. Darcy, I've also often heard during this process, it's not maybe the best time to be also looking for a new job when you're looking for a new home.
Right, and you definitely wouldn't want to change jobs during the process of the transaction either.
An added element of trickiness, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you tell us how we know how much of a monthly payment we can afford?
This is a great reason why it's really important to get pre-qualified. And honestly, it's a matter of, at times, a person's comfort level and how much they want to pay for a house payment. Many times people qualify for more than they really are comfortable with paying each month. So it's great to get the qualification completed.
Yeah. And Darcy, even if you are, say you're pre-qualified to pay, just put an example, $1,000 a month on a mortgage payment, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to go out and look for a home where you're paying $1,000 a month.
Correct. It could be less. Correct.
Okay. All right. Some great advice here. We're talking with Darcy Martinez, again, a mortgage loan officer. It's Bringing It to You Straight here. A few more questions to ask you here, Darcy. We're talking about a monthly payment. Let's talk more about the down payment. What is the minimum that is needed to make a down payment?
Oh, our minimum requirement here at Fox Communities Credit Union is 3% down. That's our minimum.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. 3% down. And what kind of funds can be used to pay for that down payment?
Borrower's own funds can be used, preferred, but we also can, somebody can receive a gift from a relative. We have grants available here at Fox as well.
All right. So
those are other allowable forms for down payment money.
All right. So there's a few options there, and I'm sure you're there to help people explore how to maybe combine those options or to find other options of payment.
Yes, we can help with that.
Okay. We're talking with Darcy Martinez. Mortgage loan questions coming your way. We're going to take a break here, but come back with more with Darcy in just a bit, so stay with us. Also on the way, Heidi Kiecker joins us once again, our fraud officer, with some tips for you to stay alert when it comes to your vacation. We'll hear from Heidi coming up a little later on when Bringing It to You Straight returns right here on WHBY. We are back with more of Bringing It to You Straight here on WHBY, talking all about questions that home buyers should keep in mind when looking for that dream home and meeting with a mortgage loan officer. One like Darcy Martinez with Fox Communities Credit Union, more than 20 years of mortgage and financial experience. And more fun facts here about Darcy. In her spare time, she likes golfing, teaching her children to speak Spanish, and also takes pride in doing all her own lawn maintenance and landscaping. Oh, I love that. I hope that your lawn is doing okay with the lack of rain, Darcy.
It is a little dry looking, but it'll come back.
It will. It will. We're resilient here in Wisconsin, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're getting some great questions answered by Darcy today. And I want to move here, Darcy, to closing costs. Can you tell us more about what the typical closing cost kind of looks like? How much?
Sure. I usually quote from roughly about $2,000 to $2,500 in our market, and the reason for the variance is with title fees and appraisal fees can vary just slightly depending on the property and loan amount and things like that. So I would say could count on roughly $2,000 to $2,500 on the top end.
And you are there the whole way to kind of help people budget for that cost, of course.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. I want to ask about, is it PITI or PITI? Either way, it's an acronym.
Yes, either way, it's an acronym that stands for Principal, Interest, Taxes, and Insurance.
Yeah. What does it mean? Or you just explained that, I suppose. So why is it important to know what PITI is meaning and all about?
Well, it's when you're being quoted a payment, you want to know if your lender's quoting you, was that just the principal and interest portion you're quoting me, or does that include taxes and insurance? Because taxes and insurance are part of your monthly obligation. So you want to know just to make sure they're not quoting you a certain dollar amount that you're comfortable with and then come to find out, oh, taxes have to be included in there, and taxes, as we know in our area, can be a little pricey.
Okay. Yeah, that's some great advice and something to keep in mind. All right. Let's move on to insurance questions here, Darcy. Do people need to purchase private mortgage insurance? And is that different than homeowners insurance?
Okay. So private mortgage insurance is if somebody has less than 20% down, private mortgage insurance is required, and that is the lender's responsibility for obtaining. Private mortgage insurance is different than homeowners insurance. Private mortgage insurance is meant to protect the lender, and homeowners insurance protects the home that you're purchasing.
Okay, that's good to know the difference between the two. Yeah. All right. If required to have private mortgage insurance, Darcy, do I have to then pay for it the full length of that loan?
No, absolutely not. When you reach 20% equity in the home, a person can request that it be removed.
All right. We've heard this term sometimes, escrow. What is an escrow account?
Escrow accounts are an account held by your lender, and it holds your property taxes and homeowners insurance. And then annually, the lender can pay out your property taxes and homeowners insurance on your behalf.
Yeah. Do you find that people tend to utilize escrow often, or do you find people who say, no, I want to make the monthly payment or whatever?
A lot of people do like to escrow. It's a way to save the money on a monthly basis rather than come up with a large a property tax amount to pay at the end of the year. Sometimes it's a personal choice. Some people have the equity in the home where they don't need to escrow for taxes, and they opt to because they like it.
It's a great option.
They find it convenient.
Yeah, it's a great option for some people. And of course, Darcy can walk you through all of those things with Fox Communities Credit Union. All right. Are there any special products for a first-time home buyer? Tell us about this.
Yes, as a matter of fact, at Fox we have an exclusive first-time home buyer product that we offer.
Yeah, tell us more about this.
We waive our underwriting fee, our origination fee on that, so your closing costs are discounted, and we also offer reduced private mortgage insurance premiums on that product as well.
Yeah, I would imagine, Darcy, that's really attractive for maybe a younger couple starting out, or of course, a first-time home buyer. But to have some of those fees waived, maybe a sigh of relief for someone in the market for their new home, and especially in a competitive market right now.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Can you tell me
great interest rates too?
Yeah, great interest rates too. That is absolutely true right now. Who would you consider, though, a first-time home buyer? I obviously think back to my husband and I when we had first gotten married. That's when we were first-time home buyers. But I bet that's not the only age of people that you see coming through your doors.
Correct. Not necessarily. So you're right. Anyone that has never owned a home before is considered a first-time home buyer. Also, someone who has not owned a home for at least 3 years is considered a first-time home buyer. All over again.
All over again. Yeah, that might be something to keep in mind this time. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what type of loans does Fox Communities Credit Union offer?
We offer conventional fixed-rate loans and adjustable rate mortgages and home equity loans as well.
And what about someone who wants to build their home from the ground up? Do you offer construction loans?
We do. We have an awesome single close construction loan.
And
very smooth process.
That's great. That's great to hear. Yeah, that's something that I would love to do someday. Build a home.
One day.
One day, right? Yes. Of course, in the mix through all of this, Darcy, when you are in that home buying process, a realtor obviously can be a very helping hand in this. How can a realtor help with your home buying process?
Well, they can help you find the price, the right home for you at the right price. They also understand the offer to purchase, the contract, and they'll help protect you.
All right, so maybe I found a home now, Darcy. Great news. I found a home. I want to purchase it. I want to buy it. What do I do next?
Well, if you're already pre-qualified, you let your lender know right away. If you are not pre-qualified, you definitely want to start with that. And if you're searching online and you haven't reached out to your realtor to go look at the home, you'll need to reach out to a realtor so they can show you the house.
Yeah, always an exciting part of the home buying process. I think I know the answer to this next question here, Darcy, but we'll ask it anyways. Should I be applying for other loans while purchasing a home?
I would say no, or not without speaking to your lender first, because there are some times when it could work out, but I would definitely not do anything without speaking to your lender first, just to make sure everything's still going to work out with your home purchase.
Darcy, when we're looking at the timeline of things, how long does it take to close?
When we receive an offer to purchase, we like to see at least 30 to 45 days for a time frame from start to finish.
And what can happen on closing day?
Closing day, you will meet with the title company and the title agent will go over your closing documents with you, and you just need to show up with your driver's license and a cashier's check for the funds needed for the closing.
I know that can be a very long day of paperwork, but so worth it once you get those keys in your hand.
Very worth it. Very worth it. Very much so.
All right, Darcy. So maybe our listeners are going, okay, I think I would like to work with a lender at Fox. How can they get in touch with a lender near them?
They can call our call center. They can go to our website, www.foxcu.org, or visit a branch nearest to them.
All right. Well, Darcy, thank you so much for quite a lot of answers to our questions today. It's been great to talk with you. Thanks for walking us through what that mortgage loan process can look like with Fox.
Thank you, Hayley. It was really nice talking with you as well.
Absolutely. Darcy Martinez, a mortgage loan officer with Fox Communities Credit Union. All right, stick around. When we come back, Heidi Kiecker, our fraud officer, with us to talk about how you can protect yourself from potential vacation rental scams that are out there. Stay with us. More Bringing It to You Straight is next. And once again, welcome back to Bringing It to You Straight. Straight answers to your financial questions with Fox Communities Credit Union. We have reached our scam time here. And of course, as always, we are bringing in Heidi Kiecker, BSA Fraud Officer with Fox Communities Credit Union, with always helpful and great tips for avoiding those scammers. Hi, Heidi. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you.
Yes. Heidi, this is a really great topic that we're bringing up to our listeners today, because we are all, I think, itching to go and take a vacation. I was just in Door County over the weekend, and those scammers, they are looking to take advantage at every possible corner, and vacation time is one of those as well, sadly.
Yeah, so we're going to talk something today a little bit tropical or fun that unfortunately can turn out to be something not so fun. With life gradually getting back to normal in restaurants, entertainment, travel starting to open up and resume to normal capacities, like you mentioned, scammers, of course, have once again created scams to take advantage of these types of situations. So today we're going to talk a little bit about vacation rental scams.
All right. So how do these work? How do vacation rental scams work specifically, Heidi?
Yeah. So again, with travel numbers up and people anxiously looking to take vacations because they missed out last year, over the last year, that they are looking for vacation rental homes. With that being said, scammers realized there's an opportunity here that they always do to try and take advantage of consumers by creating fake rental listings online. So what they do is they make imposter websites using enticing photos, something that's going to draw consumers in, stealing photos from real websites, offering low prices, even offering a 50% discount, which is luring to consumers to book and make payments to what they think are real rental homes. And then the scammers can even message you privately requesting a down payment. And sometimes it can get to the worst-case scenario that the scammers will provide a fake address so that when consumer arrives at their destination, it's not even a real rental or place for them to stay. So now they're out the money and now have to scramble to find a place to stay instead of enjoying what they thought was their dream vacation.
Oh.
So it's how quickly it can just thinking that you're doing a good thing for your family or some sort of vacation, and then it turns into something terrible.
People, well, we've talked about this, they'll take advantage at every corner, but it's one of those things, Heidi, where if the deal seems almost too good to be true, it just might be.
Yep.
Okay.
So I can go through some tips to help avoid, this type of scam.
That would be great, Heidi. Yes.
Yeah. So you want to make sure to rent from a reputable company. Hearing maybe from family and friends what their experiences have been. Do an online search of the rental company. Enter in its name plus a few words like review, complaint, or scam. And if you find bad reviews, you just may want to look elsewhere. Compare prices. If it's a lot less than comparable rental, it could be a red flag. Always try to speak directly with the owner, and you could even go as far as check the county records to ensure that the property owner is who you're really talking to. Research the person renting the property. If they have any quote-unquote negative news with their name, maybe you don't even want to go down that road. Always use a credit card to retain the ability to dispute or cancel the payment if necessary. Never pay with cash. Never wire funds or send gift cards to somebody or give gift card numbers to somebody. That's just not normal, typical payment behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, as always, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, those are some great tips. I think another one, if I'm able to add one to the list here, Heidi, I think another helpful one with how many people are involved in social media these days. Reputable vacation spots will probably have a really impactful social media presence. They'll be sharing stories of their locations. They'll be sharing what's on the menu, the food, the people who work there. They like to interact a lot with people who are commenting or liking or following their pages. That's something that I found to be helpful actually in finding unique spots is looking on social media.
Yes, yep, absolutely. That is perfect. Thank you for adding that.
Sure. I'm no expert like you, Heidi, but I appreciate all these tips. These are really, really good ones to help people from falling for rental scams. All right. So, Heidi, what if the unfortunate happens? You arrive to your gorgeous, vacation destination and realize that the place that you have rented is less than stellar and you are a victim of this type of scam?
Yeah. So if you're unsure of the situation when you do submit the rental, maybe having a plan B just in the event that something does go awry. But in the event that you do find yourself the victim of this type of scam, you can do a couple things. Of course, stop any further contact with the person that you're having. If you did give out personal or financial information, which I'm guessing you would have at that point, you want to make sure to contact your financial to get those types of things taken care of and get your card stopped and things like that. So, and they'll of course help you, guide you through the process to protect you.
They are going to be the most, I think, welcoming voice to hear on the other line of a phone call if in this type of situation. And it's always nice to also work maybe with the travel agent because they can be helpful in these situations too.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right, Heidi, where can people go to potentially find out more information about this type of scam?
Yeah, so I will always recommend you can always find more information about this type of scam or other scams by going to the Federal Trade Commission's website, which is ftc.gov. They are out there to help America's consumers with scams like this. And even, I think, in this situation, the Better Business Bureau can also help identify scams like this and also give reviews on businesses. If you are looking at, a vacation rental or any type of vacation, those businesses are out there on Better Business Bureau and can be rated, and so they can help give guidance on that as well. And all I have to say is just be safe, and hopefully people can get back to having vacations again and kind of getting back to normal here. So.
Yeah, we are all so hopeful for that. And as always, Heidi, you bring such important and insightful information and some great tips or things to just keep in mind in general when booking a vacation. So thank you for these tips today, Heidi.
Yes, thank you very much.
And Heidi, of course, is going to be back with us next month with more fraud and scam tips for all of us to keep in mind. Heidi Kiecker, BSA Fraud Officer with Fox Communities Credit Union. Thanks for being with us today. All right. Well, that will be it for this episode of Bringing It to You Straight answers to your financial questions with Fox Communities Credit Union. If you've got follow-up questions or want to get in touch with our friends over at Fox, you can visit foxcu.org. That's going to be it for me and this edition of Bringing It to You Straight answers to your financial questions. I'm Hayley Tenpass. We'll be back next month with more with Fox Communities Credit Union.
The previous program was hosted by Fox Communities Credit Union. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers.